Hi guys, so today we are going to also look at how can we find the area and perimeter of shapes. These are more 2D shapes, but they are like multiple shapes combined together. So the question here says that as a landscape architect, you are given a unique property to beautify. The property is composed of a right triangle, a semicircle, and a rectangle as shown on the figure 1 below. Your client has asked to have a fence built around the entire property. How much wood is required for this task? So because they're asking you for the amount of material that is needed, so we're looking at the perimeter, right? Because you're gonna build the fence, and then you're gonna build the fence around the property. So you're gonna look at building a fence around this, right? So we're looking for the perimeter, so we're looking at adding all these sides together. All right, now if I'm looking at this, I know what the size length of this side is. Side lengths of this side is this one and this one. Now the only thing that I don't know is this here, right? So this side, this is not a side, this is a circle or a semicircle. So I need to find that. And to find that, the circumference of a circle is, there is a formula, actually two formulas. So 2 pi r is one of them, or pi d, since 2r, so twice the radius, is equal to the diameter. So when you have a circle, right, the radius is from here to here, and the diameter is twice the radius. So diameter is the same thing as 2 radius. So that's why you have the two formulas. You can pick whichever one you want. So to find that circumference, I need to use that formula, which is pi d or 2 pi r, it doesn't matter. Okay, so what they did here is they used the pi d. Now, because again, I have a semicircle, so that formula gives me the circumference for the whole circle, but I only have half of that circle, so I only have this half. So in this case, my circumference is gonna be pi d over 2. All right, now, so what do I know? What's my diameter? They gave me here the radius, but at the same time, the diameter, which is this whole thing, is the same thing as the top, which is 50.8. Or 50, sorry, not 0.8. There's a difference between the point and the inches. So what this is going to be 50 feet and 8 inches. All right, so what I have here is C equals pi d divided by 2. I know the diameter, which is 50 feet and 8 inches divided by 2. Now, to enter the 50 inches, 50 feet and 8 inches in the calculator, I can't do that. I need to convert it to all feet. So what I know from previous conversion is that 1 foot is 12 inches. All right. Now I have 8 inches. So how much is that out of a foot? So what I have to do is I have to change. So you have the 58, right? So the 50 feet, 8 inches. You're going to convert that 8 inches to feet. So what you're going to do, you're going to do 50, and then you're going to do 8 over 12. So 50 and 8 over 12. So what you're going to do, you're going to calculate what that 8 over 12 is, and that's going to be 0.67. And that means your measurement in feet is 50.67. So 50 feet and 8 inches is 50.67 feet. Okay, so what you're going to do, you're going to take that 8 and then you're going to divide it by 12, because 1 foot is 12 inches. And then I have 8 out of 12, which is, this is how many feet it is. All right, so this is what they did here. And that's why they have the 50.67. All right, so you're going to do pi times 50.67 divided by 2, and that's going to give you 79.6. So in order for you to know, so 79.6, so 79.6 feet. Now I can't report it as 79.6. I have to report it between feet and inches. So now we're gonna have to convert back to inches, which is a 0.6 of a feet, how much is that in inches? So because 1 foot is 12 inches, I have 0.6 of a feet. So what I have to do 0.6 times 12 divided by 1. So I'm going to take the 0.6, I'm going to multiply it by 12, and then I'm going to divide by 1. And that's going to give me 0.6 times 12, which is about 7 inches. And that's why they're reporting it as 79.7 instead of 79.6. So they're reporting it as 79 foot and 7 inches instead of 79.6. Okay? So you're gonna have to be careful that when you're putting it in the calculator, you're gonna have to put it as a decimal, and then you're gonna have to convert from inches to feet. And then once you're putting your answer at the end, you're gonna have to convert back. It's a little bit trickier and it is a lot of work, but what can we do? This is the way this works. So now I have, so this here, this circumference, this side, this part of the shape is 79 feet. That's 1, and then 7 inches. That's why I like meters and centimeters and kilometers. There's not a lot of work in that. So we have 7 feet and 79 feet and 7 inches. So I'm having problems with this today. All right, now, so this is the perimeter. Now all what I have to do is I have to add this side plus whatever I just found right now, plus this side all together to find my total perimeter. All right, let's see how we're gonna do that. So if I go, let me just clear this. So what they did here is, trying to make it bigger, but I don't think I can make that bigger. So what they did here is now they're adding all of them together. So you're adding 40 plus 50 feet and 8 inches plus 32 feet and 3 inches plus 79 and 7 plus 24 feet and 6 inches. Now, when you're adding, you're gonna add all your feet together. So you're gonna add the 40, the 50, the 32, the 79, and the 24, and that's gonna give you 225. And then you're gonna add the 6, the 8, the 3, the 7, and the 6, and that's gonna give you 30 inches. All right, so what I have here is 225 feet and 30 inches. But we can't report it like this. 30 inches makes so many feet. So instead of doing that, because remember that 1 foot is 12 inches. So 30 inches, that has at least 2 feet in there, right? Because 30 is 15 and 15, right? So that's 2 feet, right? 2 foot right there. So what I have to do here is I have to convert that 30 into feet, right? So that's going to be, because remember, 1 foot is 12 inches. So if I divide that 30 by 12, that gives me 2.5 feet. So what I have right now is I have 225 plus 2.5, which is 227.5 feet. All right, no, I'm not done yet. So I have 227.5 feet. Now remember that when we're talking about feet, we don't report decimals, we report feet and inches. So what I have half a foot. Half a foot is 6 inches because again, remember, 1 foot is 12 inches. So if I have half a foot, that's 6 inches. So my final answer is gonna be reported as 227 feet, and 1 foot is 12 inches. So half a foot is half times 12, that's 6 inches. So my final answer is gonna be 227 feet and 6 inches. That would be my final answer for the perimeter. I know it's a lot of work. I know it's like converting from one thing to the other makes everyone who does not want to do this. Another way that you can do this, you can change everything to inches and then add them all together. And then at the end, try to convert from inches to feet, which is another feet and inches thingy. So it's gonna work similar to what we've done here. So it's not that easy. Try to follow either this example and then try to do it again, and maybe that will be helpful for you. Now, the second part of the question says, next, you plan to resod the entire property surrounding your client's house. The house has a square footage of 2,100 square foot. If the sod sells for $0.6 per square foot, how much should you tell your client to budget for the sod? So what we know is, we know that this is the whole property, right? And we know that we want a sod, but then 2,100 square foot of this property is the house. So we're not gonna sod that part, we're gonna sod everything else. Now, in order for me to be able to know how much I need to find the area of this whole place, and I need to subtract the area of the house because we're not gonna sod that spot. So here's what we have to do. We have to find the area. To find the area of a composite figure, I need to find the area of each figure. So I need to find the area of the triangle, I need to find the area of the rectangle and the area of the semicircle, add them all together, and then what I can do is I can subtract the area of the house, which is 2,100. All right, so let's see how we're gonna do that. So to find the area of, we're gonna start with the area of the semicircle. So to find the area of the semicircle, the area of a circle is pi r squared. So the area of a circle is pi r squared because it's semicircle, so you're gonna divide that by 2. And this is what I have here. Now the radius is 25 foot and 4 inches, 25 feet and 4 inches. So remember that we can't put that in the calculator and we have to change it to a decimal. And to change that into a decimal, we're gonna take again, so 25 feet and then 4 inches. 4 inches is 4 out of 12. So you're gonna find that in the calculator, and that's why it's gonna be your decimal. So that's gonna be 0.3. So that's going to be 25.3 feet. Okay, so that's why you see that 25.3 here, is by changing that 4 inches into feet. All right, now you can enter that in the calculator. You can do pi times, open bracket, 25.3, close bracket, to the power of 2. If you don't know what the power looks like in your calculator, remember, the power looks like a hat, okay? Or it could look like x to the power of y, or y to the power of x. So one of these 3 symbols on your calculator, that will be your square, or the bottom, the power. Or you can find also a square. So some of them will have something like this. So this is already a square. So when you press it, it squares. Once you find the answer, divide it by 2, and that would give you 1,005.45 square foot. We're not gonna change that yet back to feet and inches because we wanna add at the end. So once we add at the end, instead of doing many times, when we add at the end, then we'll convert back. Now, for a rectangle, the area of a rectangle is length times width. Okay, so we're gonna have, so we have the length here, which is 50 feet and 8 inches. And then the width is 32 feet and 3 inches. Again, we're gonna convert to only feet. So we're gonna take the 8 and then we're gonna divide it by 12, and that's gonna give us 0.7. And that's why you see the 50.7. And then we're gonna take the 3 and then we're gonna divide it by 12, and that's gonna give us the 25, or the 0.25. That's why you see the 0.25. We're gonna multiply, and that's gonna give us the area of the rectangle. Now, finally, we have the triangle. So we have the triangle, and triangle is a right angle triangle. The area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. With a right angle triangle, your height and your base are the ones that form your right angle, okay? In any kind of triangle, for you to find the base times height, this is your height, right? And this is your base. But in this case, it's a right angle triangle, so it's part of this triangle, part of this. So that will be the base, the height and the base. So base times height divided by 2. Again, we're going to do converting. So it's going to be 6 over 12. And then we're going to add it to the 24. And it's going to be 3 over 12. And then we're going to add it to the 24. So you have your area of the triangle. Now, I have all my areas. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add them all together. And don't forget that we also need to subtract the 2100. So the area of all of them was 3,035.59 square foot. To find the area of the sodded area, then you have to do minus 2100, and you're going to have to sod 935.59 square foot. Now, we know that each square foot is going to cost $0.6. So to find the total cost, you're going to multiply your total area that you're going to be sodding. So the total area that you're going to be sodding is going to be multiplied by the $0.6, and that's going to be your total cost. So the total cost is going to be $561.35. Hope this was helpful and that walked you through the whole example. If you have any questions, you know where to reach me.